In a sudden terrifying intrusion, a group storms into the library, threatening to abruptly extinguish the lives of everyone inside. Sala and Zoni hide, with Zoni trembling in fear. Yet Sala's reassuring presence comforts her. He bravely repels the assailants, and together, they escape on his motorcycle. During this time, Rachel is at Zoni's place, briefing her parents about the unrest occurring at the university. They set off to locate Zoni, who returns home with Sala. Rachel asks about the person who brought Zoni home, but Zoni chooses not to disclose any details. The next day, Sala's friend hands Zoni a letter, urging her to go to the location indicated in the note. Upon arriving, Zoni discovers a surprise organized by Sala. The chamber is decorated with crimson blooms, and Sala reveals his love for Zoni and proposes marriage to her. Zoni accepts the proposal readily. Later on, Rachel's father visits Zoni's house and proposes that his son wed Zoni. Although Zoni's parents agree, they emphasize that Zoni's consent is crucial. Meanwhile, Zoni writes a letter confessing her love to Sala, who encourages her to express her emotions openly. Zoni declares her love for Sala publicly, but he rips up the letter and taunts her by stating that his feelings were not genuine and that he only pursued her as part of a wager with his friends. He claims that he has now won by making her confess her love for him. Following this, Zoni becomes sick, and when Rachel asks about the causes, she doesn't answer. Meanwhile, Sala talks to Gansu, who reveals that Zoni is ill. Sala is filled with joy and mocks Zoni, believing that he has succeeded in getting his revenge. Gansu pays a visit to Zoni and urges her to return to the university, but she requests that he return Sala's cell phone and scholarship papers first. Rachel informs Zoni that he is intent on marrying. Although she experiences pain and sorrow, Zoni agrees to the marriage, and her sibling attempts to console her. Later, Sala is informed by his friend that Zoni is at the university, so he goes there to confront her and attempts to harass her. She slaps him, and Sala responds by grabbing her hair. One of the pupils ridicules him for being defeated by a girl. Sala becomes enraged and attacks the student, and they engage in a physical altercation. Following this, Sala is upset as he recollects the romantic moments he shared with Zoni. It appears that he has developed true feelings for her, and he cannot stop thinking about her. However, his ego and self-importance prevent him from confessing his love to her. He resorts to consuming excessive amounts of alcohol, which earns him a scolding from his father, who offers him money to make him happy. Sala responds by saying that his father has always bought his affection and never cared for him. He eventually breaks down in tears and loses consciousness. Zoni receives a dress from Rachel and is invited to a party, but her sister tries to dissuade her. During the event, Rachel boasts to her friends that she will soon marry Zoni. Sala is informed of this news and becomes enraged, prompting him to attend the party. Rachel forces Zoni to dance with him, but she ends up beating him instead. Just as Rachel was about to retaliate, Sala intervenes and informs him that Zoni does not love him. Afterward, Sala waits outside Zoni's house in the rain, and Zoni's sister pressures her to approach him. Sala apologizes to her and confesses his love, imploring her not to go through with the wedding to Rachel. However, Zoni tells him that the ceremony is scheduled for the next day and that she cannot break it off. Sala's parents encourage him to go to Zoni's house and persuade her, but he declines and explains that the girl he loves insulted him, causing him to develop a disdain for all women. Afterward, Zoni's mother inquires about Sala and tells her that his parents are at home talking with her father, who cannot refuse the proposal from Mr. Zager's son and urges them to speak to Zoni. Sala's mother speaks with Zoni and blames herself for her son's misconduct, pointing out that her abandonment of him at a young age is the underlying cause of his dislike for women. Zoni cries and assures her mother that she will marry the person she chooses. At Zoni and Rachel's wedding, Sala drinks heavily with his friend and encourages him to go for a motorcycle ride. Gansu contacts Zoni to inform her that Sala has been involved in a car accident and has suffered serious injuries. Sala's mother requests that Zoni visit him, while Rachel appears visibly distressed by the unfolding events. Zoni arrives at the hospital and enters Sala's room, crying uncontrollably until Sala regains consciousness and realizes that Zoni has fled wearing her wedding gown. He inquires about Rachel, and Zoni assures him that nothing and nobody will ever separate them. In the final scene of the movie, Sala weds Zoni, triumphing over the tough life he has endured. Then love dominated all other hard feelings.